I've got a great lesson for you today, and you want to pay close attention. I was reviewing my notes. Yesterday, I had my Peak Performers Elite Coaching Group, and I was really teaching them how to get in the spirit and act on ideas right away. And I was reviewing my notes from years ago, and you want to pay close attention to this. And this is exactly what I wrote in my notes from years ago that I was teaching all of my peak performers. And I said to them, it is much more important and effective to act into a new way of thinking than think into a new way of acting. I want you to pay close attention to what I'm saying here. If you've been around this philosophy for a long time, have you just been gathering information? Have you not been making it happen? And you could look at yourself honestly and you could say, I've read all these books, I've listened to all of what Voss is teaching me, but I'm not acting yet. See, where the change happens is when we do the action and the thinking follows. I want you to stay close with me. I've got a great example of this. I remember years ago, this was probably 5 years ago, I was in Las Vegas. And I woke up in the morning and I went to the gym and I wanted to work out. And I heard this phenomena called Peloton. And I downloaded the app that morning and I said, I'm gonna try one of their runs where the instructor is guiding you through a 30 to 60 minute run. So I got on it and I fell in love with it. I was never a runner, ever a runner. And all of a sudden, every day I became a runner. Well, what did I do? I acted my way into a certain thinking pattern. And that's what happens. I could look at all of my successes and I could go back to when I was failing miserably and I was studying this information, but nothing was happening because I wasn't acting on the ideas. Well, when you start doing a thing, the thing becomes a part of you. And that's how you're going to create significant jumps. And I mean significant quantum leaps. We want to understand this first. We're not going to act in a certain way if we don't have a goal. We have to decide exactly what we want. We have to be willing to pay that price. And we have to determine that price of what we're willing to pay. That's going to be discipline. That's going to be getting out of your comfort zone. That's going to be about becoming very intentional. Now, this is another part of acting in a certain way, is you have to behave the way you would behave had you already achieved the goal. I work with clients closely all over the world. And the first thing, I just listen to their self-talk. And I can hear them being separate from the goal. And I'll ask them, well, what kind of action steps did I take? Well, I'm not ready yet. Boom, I'm not ready yet. You're separate from it. When are you going to be ready? Are you going to play your whole life to plan? This is why we get into action right away. Right now, I want you to think of what you really want. I want you to think of what you want more than anything else in the world, and I want you to start acting on it. Do at least one thing today to act on that idea. Now, there's a great word that I want you to burn in your mind. I want you to brain tattoo this, and it's about being intentional and purposeful with everything you do. That's how I created discipline. Really, discipline created me. Discipline is a way of being. It's not that I built discipline. Discipline built me. What I realized when I became intentional, I started practicing and really upping my training with the right disciplines. When I was not intentional, when I was wishing and hoping, when I was separate, when I made no commitment, my mind was disciplining me. But discipline was still a big part of my life. I was just using it against myself. Are you using it against yourself? You want to ask yourself this question. Are you mechanical or are you in the spirit of acting on that idea? Practice this. Try this for yourself. Let me repeat that. Don't try this. Get that word out of your vocabulary. Go do it. Give yourself a command and go do that action step. Watch how much more fulfilled you feel. Watch how good you feel about yourself, and the next day what's going to happen. I always give my clients this test. For 30 days, take your actions 1% greater. One more action step each day than you would normally do. Out of your comfort zone. And I tell them you're going to improve by 30%, but you're going to improve so much more than 30% because we have compounding interest working in our favor. See, we've got to get out of that I have to be perfect before I do something. You are perfect right now. You have greatness inside of you. It's dying to come out. That's why you're even watching me. You know there's something bigger in you. Your desire is meant to be fulfilled. But you're not going to do it just thinking. You've got to act. Your acting on the idea is going to bring your thinking to a significant level of awareness. I want you to lock in for the rest of the year. Whenever you watch this, and if you watch this as an old recording next year, I want you to do it forever. I literally want you to do it forever, because it's all about the actions you take. The actions are going to create the results. The results are going to upgrade what you think is possible, and it's going to keep getting better and better. You know, my mentor used to tell me, better is such a great word. It is about getting better. And every successful person I've ever studied, they are not worried about the outcome. They are so focused about getting in the spirit of getting better. Are you in the spirit of getting better? And I want you to really ask yourself, while I'm watching this, did I wake up today and my main intention, my main purpose was beating my personal best from yesterday? I tell people that's the best goal you can ever have each day, is beating yesterday's personal best. And it sounds good, but when you act on it and really take it seriously, commit to doing it, you're going to transform your life. You're going to transform your world, and you're going to be in the top 1%. 1% is an interesting thing. A lot of people say, I want to live a life of freedom. I want to go do X. I want to do this, but they're not willing to pay the price that it's going to demand to get to that 1%. What is that price? Developing an amazing attitude. Not letting the outside disturb you. Believing in yourself, because no one's going to believe in you until you believe in you. And it's going to come into action. Act, act, act. I want you to burn that so significantly in your mind, and you're going to see your thinking just absolutely catapult. You're going to see your environment change. You're going to see your circumstances change significantly. And you're going to see how damn good you feel about yourself. And at the same time, you're building your standard. You're going to have a new standard and a new standard, and your standard's going to keep elevating over and over and over again. Don't cheat on yourself by settling. Don't play small. Take the actions and watch what happens. Thank you.